Alright guys, Clarity Act update for XRP holders. Big Bank Bet hates President Trump so much. So, Washington is locked in a high-stakes political showdown that could dictate the entire future of digital assets in the United States. As the August congressional recess approaches, a fierce debate between Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Cynthia Lummis over the Clarity Act is threatening to push comprehensive crypto regulation into a complete gridlock. So for us, XRP holders and market participants, the outcome of this battle isn't just a political noise. It is the deciding factor in whether institutional capital enters the market or stays on the sidelines. So, why is Senator Elizabeth Warren fighting the Clarity Act so hard? The Senate Banking Committee's minority staff, led by Senator Elizabeth Warren's office, recently released a scathing fact sheet attacking the July 2022 2026 draft of the Clarity Act. Warren's team argues that the bill's ethics provisions contain major loopholes. Their primary claim centers on reports that President Trump earned over $1.4 billion from cryptocurrency ventures in 2025. And that's 2025 alone, including $799 million from World Liberty Financial. They contend that the proposed restrictions fail to prevent family members from launching new crypto ventures and object to limiting enforcement strictly to the Department of Justice while barring state attorneys general and private parties. Now, here's my opinion. I see this critique less about investor protection and more about partisan leverage. Warren's office is framing the bill around individual profits to create friction, but blocking broad industry rules over specific political figures threatens to hold back millions of everyday digital asset participants who desperately need regulatory framework clarity. Now, how is Senator Cynthia Lummis smashing these ethical allegations? Senator Cynthia Lummis fired back with a detailed point-by-point rebuttal to dismantle Warren's fact sheet. Addressing the blind trust debate, Lummis cited specific regulatory standards, including the 5 CFR, there you go, 2634.403, right? Which legally prevent an independent trustee from disclosing holdings to an official. She emphasized that this structural wall is literally what makes a blind trust blind. Furthermore, Lummis clarified that federal ethics law have historically applied only to spouses and minor children, not independent adult family members, and noted that tokens like the Trump meme coin were created prior to taking office. Now, here's my opinion. Lummis brings much needed legal precision to this debate. She is pointing out that existing federal ethics statutes already govern these scenarios, proving that trying to rewrite long-standing legal definitions, specifically for crypto, is simply shifting the goalpost. Now, what happens to XRP if Congress delays this bill until 2030? The clock is ticking fast. Senator Lummis has issued a stark warning. If lawmakers fail to pass the Clarity Act before the upcoming recess, political momentum will evaporate, potentially delaying comprehensive network framework legislation until 2030. Without this legislation establishing clear boundaries between regulatory bodies, institutional adoption for assets like XRP remains trapped behind a legal dam. Now, here's my opinion. A delay until 2030 would be a massive setback for US competitiveness. Capital flow is like water. It moves along the path of least resistance. If the US keeps delaying basic legal framework rules due to political gridlock, major Web3 infrastructure and liquidity will inevitably move to clearer global jurisdictions like Dubai, Singapore, and Europe. And finally, here is our overall conclusion. The battle over the Clarity Act is a classic political tug of war where digital asset clarity is caught in the middle. While Senator Warren focuses on potential conflict loopholes, Senator Lummis is defending the statutory ground already laid out in federal law. If Congress fails to reach a compromise before recess, the market faces years of continued uncertainty. So for us XRP holders, watching how these policy moves unfold in Washington is critical to understanding the long-term institutional roadmap. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one, or you might just as well check this next recommended video right here.